I just had an experience that completely changed the way that I view content creation and why my content probably hasn't been connecting recently. If you feel like your content hasn't been connecting either, watch this video because it might be exactly what you need to hear to get yourself on the right track. This all started because I lost a big client and I wasn't really sure why. After a few rough weeks working to get out of that business relationship, towards the end of it, we found ourselves in a contentious conversation. And in this conversation, there was something said that reframed the way that I think about my content and the reason why it probably hasn't been connecting. So just a little bit of a backstory about how I got that client was this client already had another videographer, and this videographer went out of town for a while. So they asked me to come do the shoot in place of this other videographer. When I came in and started working with this client, I wasn't the best. And in fact, this was the first client who ever really believed in me in my career. So this definitely wasn't a time where I was rolling in a bunch of clients, a bunch of money, and a bunch of opportunities. But there was something that I had, even when I wasn't very good, that I lost along the way. And that was the same reason that I lost the client and the same reason that I haven't been connecting in my content. One thing I knew a couple of years ago when I first met this client was that I really wanted to become a full-time videographer, and I wanted to build my production company, and I wanted to kill it on every piece of content that I made. And for the next year and a half, I put everything I could into becoming the best and trying to make that content as good as possible every single time. But over the last couple of months, for some reason, I could feel that there was just a disconnect and I couldn't figure out why. So I talked to some of my friends and other creators who create really good content that seems to resonate with other people or resonate with myself. And then when I talked to my friends about content I create and which of my content resonates with them, it seemed to be the same pattern. There has been one thing that has consistently been the reason as to why my content has or hasn't been connecting with people, and it's probably the same reason that yours has or hasn't as well. It all came down to, if it doesn't feel special while you're making it, then it's not going to feel special while someone else is consuming it. Now that might be hard for you to wrap your mind around, and I know it was for me. You think that if it looks the same, if you put the same amount of effort and time into it, if the visuals look the same, the editing's the same, you think that the content will come through the same. But the crazy thing that I learned is people can feel how much energy and effort you put into your content. And more than that, people can feel how much heart you put into your content, how inspired you were about it, how passionate you were about it. And the crazy part is all of the content I've ever created for my clients has never been a talking head video like this one. So it's not just your energy when you're talking to the camera or your tone of voice or any of that. If you feel really passionate or inspired to create something, then people will be able to feel your passion and feel inspired by you when they're consuming the thing that you created. And looking back to the very start, that was the one thing that I had at the very beginning that I seemed to have lost along the way. Was after I figured out how to create the content for this client, and once I figured out their style and what they liked, I stopped putting my heart into it and I started focusing on just getting the content done and sending it over. Even though the quality and the production level was higher than when I started, the content from when I started was better because I was putting more heart, more desire, more passion into those projects. So if you're like me and you've been creating so much content that you can't seem to find the energy and the heart to create something that's going to come through on the other side, something you can try to do to prevent yourself from burning out but still being able to stay on top of your goals of posting every day or every week or whatever it is choosing to just do one piece of content that you don't care how it performs. All you care about is whether or not you feel passionate about that thing and making sure that you put your whole heart and energy into creating that thing. And from my experience, if you do that, it doesn't mean that you're going to get more views or more subscribers or more followers or more clients or any of that. But what it does mean is that it will connect with the people who are watching it on a completely different level. For example, the other day, I didn't want to make a video at all. And it was so bad that I noticed that I was in this dip, and I created a video all about the dip that I was in and sharing my experience and where I was at. And even though I didn't want to make a video that night, I was extremely passionate about what I was talking about because it was affecting me so bad that night. And it's still affecting me now. And guess what happened with that video? It way underperformed, but instead of getting 1 or 2 comments from family members that just said that the video was amazing, there were actually 6 comments from people that I didn't know that said that it had a huge impact on them. And I know that 6 isn't necessarily a big number, but that's not what mattered. The number didn't matter at all in this case. What mattered is that I finally created a piece of content that connected again. And it's because I felt passionate creating the video. And even though I didn't want to make it, the passion and the heart was still there. And that's all that mattered. You can probably even tell from the beginning of this video that I wasn't really feeling it and I was trying to get into the flow and the groove and my energy wasn't coming through as much. And because of that, a lot of people will probably have stopped watching the video by then. But if I came into the video with this energy that I have right now, then a lot more people probably would have stayed and it probably would have resonated with a lot more people. And if you made it this far into the video, you can tell just by this video alone that when you have more passion and more heart, that it connects at a much deeper level, because at the beginning of the video, I probably wasn't connecting with you as much as I am now. So if there's anything that I want you to take from this video, it's not that every single piece of your content needs to connect. And it's not that you have to put your heart and mind and soul into everything that you create. But for the times that you do want to connect, and for the times that you're wondering why you're not connecting, just know that it's probably because you're not feeling passion, you're not feeling energy, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. If anything, it's a good thing because it's information. You now know the reason why it's not connecting, and you know that if you want to make another video again that does, you know how to do it. So find something that you're passionate about, something that fires you up, something you can talk about forever, and try to make a video or content on that thing and see people's responses to that. If nothing else comes from it, I can guarantee that the people who do see it will mention something about how it had a bigger connection with them and a bigger impact on them. And that's not because of anything that they're doing, it's because of what you're doing. So my invitation to you is to try to create a piece of content that you feel stoked about all the way through and you can't wait to publish. I truly believe that creating an impact, connecting with people is the whole reason that we make content in the first place. That's the point, that's the purpose of doing stuff like this. Of course, sometimes it's a creative outlet, but for the most part, if we're putting this much effort into it, we want to make sure that it's actually having a positive impact on somebody. And if that's something that matters to you too, then this might just be the single most important thing that you ever learned about content creation. Because it's not about if you get discovered, it's about when you get discovered. And if all of your content happens to be done with passion and heart, then when you get discovered, a lot of people are going to resonate with you really quickly, even if it takes you longer to get there. We've all seen people with empty audiences because they create pretty empty content. And if you're watching this video, you definitely don't want that to be you. So before the next time you press publish, don't overthink it, don't become perfectionist about it. Just ask yourself whether or not you felt something while you were creating it. And if you did, then the people who see it are going to feel it. This was a hard lesson learned for me, but it was a lesson that I'm going to take with me through the rest of my life. And I hope that as you see more of my content coming up, you can feel when I'm putting my heart into it. And I hope that it's every video. Right now, because I'm making a video every day for 90 days, I can't promise that that energy and passion is going to be there every day. Me just showing up consistently is honestly insanely difficult as it is. But I hope that along the way, I can come up with some ideas that I'm super passionate and stoked about, and that I can put that energy and effort into making the videos so that you guys can feel it. Thanks for being here, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.